Oh hey, there's my Gojek, just as I requested.
Yep, I'm right here, just as you requested.
I just need to drop off to my course. The location is already sent to your phone.
Alrighty. Unfortunately, I don't have a space for another helmet. People have been buying Dean's Group's COVID-19 Skit software, because it surprisingly works and solved COVID. But don't worry, I'll give you my helmet, and I won't use Jan. It's only a short trip anyways.
Sure, that doesn't sound too safe, but I guess you're right. Since it is only a short trip distance, I guess we can let it slide this time.
All secure back there? Alrighty then, we can start to go now.
We like playing rock, paper, scissors on the crossroads. It's really fun.
See, rock is the obvious winner because of its rigid and strong structure.
No, paper is the best since it's foldable, which makes it flexible and versatile.
Unfortunately, I don't have a space for another helmet.
Because of its rigid and strong structure.
Since it's foldable, which makes it flexible and versatile.
Gojek driver, watch out!
Risky? Risky.
You started to come out of it.
Risky.
Can you hear me? You're in a hospital. You were in an accident. I don't want you to try to move.
What just happened? How long have I been unconscious?
Rest easy, Risky. You've been in a coma for 20 years because of an accident where two kids played in a busy crossroad. This could have easily been prevented with a helmet, but because there wasn't space for it, the Gojek driver wasn't so lucky, as the paper airplane hit his eye and the rock tumbled into his wheels, which caused him to glitch into the air 20 feet up, and it was fatal. Speaking of which, some people familiar would like to talk to you.
We're sorry for causing you this accident. We were just too focused on the rigidity and foldability of both rock and paper.
You see, this is an important issue with high market demand and potential invest.
This could have easily been prevented with a helmet, but because there wasn't space for it,
We were just too focused on the rigidity and foldability.
High market demand and potential invest.
Doc, what's going on? What's happening to him?
he's seizing. It must be either a PTSD attack or a really good idea that just popped into his head.
What is going on inside their head?
Nope. Nope. No. Yes.
That's it! I got the perfect business idea! Hi, good morning everyone. Today I'll be going over our business plan presentation for the FoldTech motorcycle helmet, one of the sub-products featured in FoldTech Industries Limited, which is our company. Let us begin by talking about our core principle. Every once in a while, a new technology, an old problem, and a big idea turn into an innovation. This is our main founding core principle, as we believe that there's alternate solutions to existing problems that could be innovated upon to be better. So what do? Well, FoldTech Industries Limited is a research and design based company that specializes in using newly found technologies and then deliver them as a product with quality as our main goal. So while our main product is initially a motorcycle helmet, we plan to expand in the future using our folding technology in different types of applications.
Our vision is at FoldTech Industries, we aspire to keep innovating and competing so that motorcyclists have better lives and always be in good health. But there's to say those things need expensive investments beforehand. So we try to normalize innovation we bring research found on other fields of science to our motorcycle lives and cheaper innovations. Let us defeat together the notion of exclusivity of innovation to those who pay more. So we try to make innovation that doesn't need a lot of investments. We just need a good idea and a cheaper way to do this innovation. Okay, next. Okay, for our goals, our helmets try to be structurally safe, optimally flexible, and universally applicable. So we ensure that the folding technology of our helmets still meets the motorcycle safety standards, like you can find in other standard helmets like Snail or KYT, something like that. And optimally flexible. Our flexible mechanical joints are optimized such that it will be smooth for years to come. So we make sure that our helmet, the ability to fold, doesn't easily break and doesn't easily get stuck. So we try to make it as optimal and flexible so that it can withstand years and years of use, and universally applicable. Companies that have purchased a license from us will receive detailed designs applicable to their products. So we will try to sell our designs to other companies so that we don't actually need a lot of actual investments. We basically just play around with our design and try to make it more and more bigger in market. Okay, problem descriptions. Advancements in the fields of engineering has increased significantly. These findings, however, do not translate well into motorcycle helmet industry, as innovation has mostly focused on cosmetics rather than safety and convenience. One other issue is that innovation for motorcycle helmets tend to be expensive and generally seen as an elite niche, featured rather an adapted universal standard. At FoldTech Helmet aims to solve both of these issues by designing and licensing a folding mechanism that is both structurally safe, universally applicable to most helmets in the future. We try to make our helmets as cool and as safe as we can. We try to make it durable, but also not boring in design. We try to think about like the future, right? Future use, like futuristic designs. So our helmet has safety guaranteed. It is also the models is also futuristic, and it also has a unique function of folding.
So the first product in our product line will be the FoldTech Helmet Mark 1. This is also known as the consumer model, which will start at a base price of 350,000 Indonesian rupiah, which is 100 Malaysian ringgit or 25 US dollars respectively. Our starting model is aimed at the casual motorcyclist group. This still features our patented flexible mechanism that allows 50% overall reduction in the volume size without any additional cosmetics or stronger premium materials. This introductory model is also the one aimed for licensing for rideshare services such as Grab or Gojek. We believe that by doing this, we're able to start a universal standard for the new way of motorcycle helmets. Imagine this becoming the dominant way people use their motorcycle helmets, the new safety and the new efficiency that people will gain by using our product, as well as the potential market share. Now, the next model we have on offer is called the intermediate model. This starts at a base price of 750,000 Indonesian rupiah, 216 Malaysian ringgit, or 55 US dollars respectively. This is the next step up for avid motorcyclists. The overall design language is more aerodynamic to accommodate sports bikes and features more lightweight materials to reduce weight as well as improve the space efficiency to the best of both worlds made possible with FoldTech Industries. You can expect an up to 30% more lighter and more aerodynamic efficiency in our Mark II model. This model is what we are hoping to drive the most sales in our online web storefront, and for most consumers, its base price is reasonable enough to offset the R&D costs associated, while also being the best value possible in our lineup. Last but not least is our flagship model. This is known as FoldTech Helmet Mark III, also known as the professional model. Its base price starts at 2 million Indonesian rupiah, 576 Malaysian ringgit, or 145 US dollars respectively. This is the most prosumer and state-of-the-art model in our FoldTech helmet lineup. The professional model utilizes graphite laminated composite non-prismatic folded plates as its base to provide the lightest experience possible. Its folding mechanism also uses hydrodynamic fluid bearings to ensure smooth joint transitions and artificially intelligent HUD systems to assist you in your travels. Its expensive premium price is explained due to the fact that the professional model will feature the most cutting-edge technologies we have at our disposal. It's meant to be a showcase to what the forefront of technology can be with innovation at its highest limits and is aimed more towards the enthusiast motorcyclers with a taste for luxury and high-end technology. We expect that as production technologies become more cheaper and sustainable for us, some properties of the high-end model will slowly start to trickle down to the base models in the future years to come. So overall, those are our three models aimed at three different target markets. This is our pricing structure, showing all the overall prices, as well as the models, as well as the different features that you can expect from each model. Feel free to take a glance at your own leisure. Now, moving on to our additional features. So the base models aren't just the things we are offering. We are also offering ways that people can stand out from the crowd. This comes in the form of four aspects. The first is the custom art for 150,000 Indonesian rupiah. This lets you choose any design that you would like on your helmet itself. The second is adjustable color visors for 50,000 rupiah, so you can have the visor of your choice, whether it's red, blue, green, etc. The third is security features for 200,000 Indonesian rupiah. This includes embedded GPS tracking, smart alarm features when the helmet is out of reach, as well as an insurance guarantee, no question asked refund policy if any problems were to occur in the helmet's lifetime. Finally, we offer monthly installment payments for those people who might want the highest end model but don't have the current means to buying it. The monthly installment payments will include flexible pricing depending on the situation, credit score, financing company, and etc., among many other things.
Thank you, Rizky, for explaining our set of motorcycle helmets that will be selling. A bit of addendum to the pricing. In today's exchange rate, there will be 20 to 80 Malaysian ringgit. Anyways, going to competition. So in terms of the market itself, our products will directly compete to those of KYT, ADV, and Shoei, and etc. But the thing is, those markets is not our main priority because our company is a research and development focused company. We could instead cooperate with them instead. On how? Let's say we can give them our patents, our technologies, our researches, in exchange for them paying for our technology and patents. That's for the market. How about our competitors in terms of research and development? Well, we have lots of them, but here's the thing. We are a research and development company that is focused on affordable innovation. But here's the thing. Out of all the things that is listed on our indirect competitors part, the Bell and then Scully, 6D, they all cost a fortune. Let's say, for example, Bell is currently collaborating with 360 Fly to make a helmet with 360 cam. That will cost as a starter about $1,300 US. Here's the thing. There's one company that I haven't mentioned yet, and it's called iHelmet. Now, in terms of innovation, so we already said that Bell and 6D Scully, they all create expensive stuff for innovation, but iHelmet, they went pretty much as we do. The company sold a cheap helmet. It's around 100 with features such as headlighting and other things that would be called a smart helmet. But thank God that is not our direct concern, because we are focusing on merely the technology behind the creation of the motorcycle helmet itself. So in terms of real competition, we don't have any competition. Now moving on. That was our advantages, competitive advantages for the research and development part. Now here's our competitive advantages in terms of our products. So as we are a research and development based company, we will want to make our helmet light and durable. That means we made our helmets with the most strong ever applied. And then we will also make the design compact, and then it folds effortlessly, so effortlessly you could like store it in your bag. And we will have that licensing. That means if any company or any manufacturer wants to make one, they will have to go to us and pay. But here's the thing, not all of our findings will be licensed. Sometimes we will also work with researchers that have researched somewhere else, like let's say the field of engineering, where they found another material that is strong enough. We will work together with them, and then all the findings that we have applied to our motorcycle helmet will be published free. Now moving on. So that is our advantage in accordance to our products itself. Now, what powers these kind of things? What made us so sure that our technology is better than everything else? So, FoldTech helmets utilize several proven engineering research technologies and applies it to the conventional helmet in order to redefine it into a brand new design. Take a note of the keyword here, innovation. We innovate. We do not put additional features. So, let's explain by how does it fold. So actually, inspired by the pangolin, which could fold its body in such a way that it could become a ball-like shape, our helmet has layers stacked upon another that could be extended or shrinked to form a smaller overall size of the helmet. And then for the material itself, as our pro variant of the product, we use graphite laminated composite to create non-prismatic folded plate as its base. This also comes from another paper research that we have taken from engineering papers. Moving on. And finally, for me, commercial viability. We need to look whether or not the demographics that we're seeking is actually exist. So our buyer persona is those who want to have a fancy and full of feature that didn't have such money to buy pro tier of motorcycle helmets. So this is where we come in. Motorcycles have been the most preferable, convenient, and affordable mode of transport. In 2005 itself, it is reported that Malaysia had 14.8 million registered vehicles, and many motorcycle Pew Research Center. 83% of Malaysian households have a motorcycle, making it the second most popular mode of transport in the country. And for ride-share services, user penetration for ride-share services is 22.7% in this year, and estimated to continue to grow as time progresses. Now imagine if they use our technology as their helmet. Wouldn't it be wonderful? Wouldn't the consumer be astounded by our technology and getting intrigued to buy our helmets? That's a possibility. That's all for me on this explanation. Now moving on to ROFIIF.
Okay, so our predicted financials, well, it's not too detailed. We try to make it simple. So for the fixed cost, it's going to mainly be for the employee salaries, insurance, company insurance, maybe employees insurance, water and electricity, and office supplies. Our required predicted amount is probably around 10 million rupiah per month. But this can also change according to the how many employees that we have. Okay, for variable cost, it's going to be raw materials and direct labor cost, which is the how much money do we need to pay for people to work on a single product, for one unit of product. Both require a total of 40,000 per product for the raw materials and direct labor cost. For the marketing budget, we're focusing mainly on online sale, online marketing, and business to business. So we try to just advertise ourselves to other businesses, maybe to Gojek. Say we contact Gojek and say that, hey, we have this new helmet ideas. Do you want to use it? And then we can get our they pay for our designs, and then we give our designs, right? So it's both, we both get the money and we also get the exposure. Like maybe other companies will see that, oh, Gojek is using this guy's helmet. Maybe we can try to use it too because it's working so well currently, right? Our marketing requires minimal amount of fund, so maybe around 500,000 rupiah per month, because online sale is not actually that expensive if you put in the right search keywords, right? Maybe you want to put advertisement in we put our advertisement in Facebook. Maybe we pay influencers in Instagram to use it. So it's mainly just online sale. But even though it's only online sale, a lot of people are actually more likely to click on it because if it's online, it's easier to access, right? Rather than brochures, rather than billboards and stuff like that. Next.
Now, onto the business model canvas. This outlines all the key features and logistical as well as the economical aspects to our product line as well as our company. This will be explained via video that will be shown to you shortly. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is our business canvas model. You can see our key partners, key activities, value propositions, customer relationship, customer segments, and all the other things that goes into making sure that a business is functional, professional, and detailed oriented as possible. Now, don't worry, it looks complex and detailed, but I will make sure to go through it one by one. Hello, I am RIZKIAJI PUTRO, the Ideas Man. As you can see, for our key partners, we will focus primarily on our ride-sharing services. I believe that as Indonesian grows, the increase of ride-sharing services will also grow in tandem, mainly Gojek, Grab, and Maxim. If we can somehow learn to franchise our product with them, think of the potential opportunities and sales we could get. Now, this is in the actual customer side of it, but what about in the production? Now, I present to you our established motorcycle helmet manufacturers, at least initially. We would contact companies such as KYT, Powergloss, AGV, and Shark. These are the actual distinguished companies that have years and years of experience in manufacturing helmet. We would ask them for their expertise, their production, and their ideas to make sure that our helmets can be as safe as possible, at least initially. We would like this aspect of our key partners to eventually phase away so we can have our own in-house production. But for the meantime, these are the ones we'd like to trust ourselves upon. And finally, our key partners, that would be our potential investors. These are the specialized in helping startups such as ourselves. Now, I've researched some here. These are the most distinguished in Indonesia, as you can see. Ideosource, that's a great company. They specialize in helping startups, as well as the IMJ investment partners. They're more oriented towards products and helping us marketing towards product. 500 startups, as the name says, they are well known for helping startups, and Gree Ventures as well, Japanese companies. that specializes as well in startups. All these startups you see before you all helped within Grab and Tokopedia and Bukalapak when they were starting out. So I'm sure they could lend us their expertise and help us as well. Hello, I'm RIZKIAJI PUTRO, CEO number 1. Hello, I'm Aji Rizky Utrop, CEO number 2. I'd like to discuss about the key activities our company will be focusing on. Mainly the research and development, our manufacturing, and our approval checks in both regulatory and safety approval. This is to make sure that our standards as a helmet company is up to par with worldwide regulations and mostly Indonesian regulations to ensure that when customers use it and ride it, the integrity of safety does not get compromised. And for the key resources, what makes our stuff useful, I would like to bring attention towards our intellectual property that are including but not limited to our patent designs for a foldable, durable, breathable helmet design. These are the phases it would take in order for it to fold, and this is our initial testing. We have developed a new material technology that achieves both flexibility and rigidity, ladies and gentlemen. This is very cutting edge technology that I am sure no other competitor in our market has developed yet. And to ensure that such a precious technology does not get stolen, we have manufacturing facilities solely dedicated to producing our product to ensure that we have as much control of the production as much as possible, ladies and gentlemen. I am RIZKIAJI Putri, a business woman. Now, I would like to talk about our value propositions. We have 8 value propositions we'd like to bring forward to you. First of all is obviously safety. Safety is our number 1 priority. We would like to ensure that our helmet is safe for day-to-day use, safe for all types of environments and all types of scenarios when riding your motorcycle. Meaning that we would focus on the ease of accessibility so that anyone from office workers to university students to customers of ride services such as Grab and Gojek, they all can understand and use our helmets and its patented folding design. That brings us next to our ease of usability. When accounting for all the communities here, we need to make sure that our usability has to be easy to use. Thirdly, our design must be robust. This is to ensure that the design does not hinder or fail within day-to-day use. We need to ensure that our hinges and mechanisms inside does not fail in the event of a catastrophe or emergency. As mentioned before, this is a helmet and safety is our number 1 priority, so sure that it achieves those outcomes. Next, we go back to long-term product life. As it is a helmet, we want to ensure that our product can be used for as long as possible, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a gadget or a piece of technology that is to be replaced year by year. Most people, on average, keep their helmets for approximately 4 years and above, meaning that we need to ensure that every mechanism is self-sufficient and self-repairing to a certain degree. Sixth, we need to ensure that it is both cost-effective to produce, as this is favorable within economies of scale. We want to make sure these helmets are as cheap as they can possibly be, because we believe that everybody should have access to our product, as it is an essential thing for riding motorcycles, which 80% of Indonesians use as their main source of transport. 7. We need to make sure it has a great licensing capability. As mentioned before, we want to put Grab and Gojek into a licensing deal so that they can work with us and partner with us and fund us the funds necessary to keep producing this helmet at an operable cost, making sure that people understands it and making sure that the social impact of our investment is understood by our customers. Hola, my name is RIZKIAJI Putro, the one upside down. Hello, I'm also RIZKIAJI Putro, the one right side up. Both of us are going to discuss further on customer relationships and channels of distribution. Our first customer relationship is with the long-term contracts with rideshare companies as well as motorcycle helmet manufacturers. We believe that as time progresses, our deals with them will become more favorable. This could be in the sense of discounts or better materials or access to better facilities that they may provide to us in return for a more secure trade deal. Secondly, we would like to continue and establish more meaningful long-term relationships with our customers, as they are the ones who rely on our brand values of safety, excellence, and state-of-the-art technologies in order to further get ahead in front of the competition and support our product for their daily commute. Onward to the channels. Our first channel of distribution is through standard motorcycle helmet stores. You might stumble across them on your day-to-day commute, or when you're looking for one, they're never 1 or 2 kilometers away from your natural house. It is integral that we establish a channel of distribution with them so that people in remote areas or people who are not as technologically savvy are still able to purchase our products with relative ease. Our next channel of distribution is the natural integrated replacement plan with the ride-sharing services. With their default helmets, we would like to replace them with our own foldable helmet design. Let's have this as an example. If I was a Gojek driver, I wouldn't always want to hold on to a heavy, bulky helmet wherever I go. It's very inefficient and very unpractical for me. Now imagine that I have a foldable helmet. It's much more easier for me to hide or keep or hold wherever I go. And when the time comes and a customer comes to me, I could just unfold my helmet for them and they're free to wear and use it for their destination. Let's talk about our customer segments. Our main consumers are obviously the ones that would ride motorcycles on their day-to-day commute. This would be office workers, university students, or any other person who uses motorcycles as their primary source of transportation. Secondly, as we touched upon, are the ride service drivers. Thirdly, it would be other emerging tech and safety gears, such as helmets for bicycles, foldable helmets for mountain climbers, or other foldable gear for extreme sports enthusiasts. We understand that in such an extreme scenario, people would not rather hold bulky materials, but rather have something sleek and efficient, such as a folding helmet, to instantly wear and pack on the go. Fourth, are other companies that are interested in a flexible, modular, and rigid material. Right now, our technology is patented. In the future, we would like to share our technologies with other industries so that we may move forward in the future with a better, more efficient, cleaner, sleeker design. Time and time again, the market has proved that we would rather prefer things that are slim, portable, and easy to carry. Think of the iPhone or the laptop. Every generation of it has always constantly decreased in bulk. So, with the current market trends, we believe something as heavy and bulky as a helmet will also be projected towards that future. Last but not least, it would be other motorcycle helmet manufacturers. We could move the industry of motorcycle helmets far into the future with our design, and working together with other companies as well as providing competition with other companies is essential to creating better designs and safer designs for future generations. Hi, I am RIZKIAJI Putri. Last but not least, we would like to talk about our revenue streams as well as our cost structure. Now, our main source of revenue will come directly from fully integrated manufacturing. These will come directly through sales, and that is our main source of income for the moment. Our second main source of income will be through licensing, i.e. royalties. We would license our designs, our patented designs, with those ride-sharing companies so that they can produce it and keep them used for their customer base through Gojek, Grab, or Maxim, vice versa. Third is the company partnerships, but through equity deals. We would trade our equity in terms with Gojek and Grab for favorable cash flow, such that it could be used for further research and development. Fourth is one we are heavily researching on, which is direct to consumer. Ideally, we would like to sell our helmets directly to our consumers if possible. We believe that it is favorable in the long term to cut out the middleman such as AGV or Gojek or Grab and vice versa, so that we may further gain more revenue in the long term. 5 is the investment cash flow. This would be from the investment firms as mentioned before. These investment firms will keep giving us the funds necessary to further develop our product and make sure that it is the best possible product out there. And 6th last but not least, is contract manufacturing. We would also accept contracts from companies from all over the world who might be interested in a foldable helmet design because, ladies and gentlemen, foldable helmets aren't just for Indonesians, it's for Japan, South Korea, almost every country, Bangladesh, India that uses motorcycles as their main form of transport. We would accept their government funds or any type of funds such that if they want contract manufacturing to operate, they could contact us. Last but not least is the cost associated with running our company. We've identified 5 main points that needs to be addressed as our company progresses. Number 1 is a capital investment. As we are relying on investors, we need to pay them back eventually. So our number 1 priority would be to ensure that our investments and our investors are happy with the progress we produce. Second is the manufacturing cost associated with creating our product. As of this moment, we hope to decrease it eventually through economies of scale and through better resourced radials as time progresses. Third is the licensing cost associated with giving our product towards companies such as Grab or Gojek. As they would require favorable outcomes, it means that we would have to sell them at a discounted price eventually. But as time progresses, we hope to make sure that our piece of the pie, so to say, is bigger within the licensing cost so that it's favorable to us and not them. Fourth is the marketing cost. Now, coming to an emerging market may be difficult as helmets are already established within Indonesia. After all, why would a person need a brand new helmet? Moreover, why would that helmet be more expensive than ones you could get at the store? This is what we need to overcome. We need to make sure that in the public eye, our product and our helmet specifically needs to be seen as something essential and not a luxury product, and that's what we hope our marketing department can do. Fifth, last but not least, equally as important, is the research and development costs. Creating a brand new material as well as a brand new patented design takes a lot of money, takes a lot of manpower, as well as a lot of effort. We hope in the long term, as our production methods get far more efficient and our production methods get far more easier, research and development costs will also decrease. Okay, now time for the question and answer portion of the presentation. This is where we take the feedback from last lesson and hopefully add some more light and knowledge towards those questions as our company progresses. So the first question comes from Dean, and his question was, for future plans, are you planning to expand more centrally/nationally? Are you planning to expand more globally in other countries perhaps? Well, to answer his questions, for research, most of it will be solely focused in our HQ in Indonesia. This is so we can stimulate the innovation and economy in our home territory and create leading pathways for our nationals by stimulating jobs and innovation. But we will have working partnerships with other research teams around the world on a contract basis. For example, we can hire a research contract company in Germany to further develop better folding mechanisms and collaborate with them digitally through Google Meet, for example. So the one I have here now is Automation Hero. It's a HQ founded in Berlin 2017, and they're a software-based company. As we mentioned, one of our features in the helmet might be a artificial intelligence system. So we can work with Automation Hero to better discuss security features to add to our helmets, for example. And yeah, but before starting any partnerships, we'll have them sign a contract as well as a non-disclosure agreement to ensure that any design they produce is entirely beholden to FoldTech Industries Limited. This is so that they couldn't steal our ideas for their own companies or for competitors, as if they were to do so, we wouldn't be able to have a competitive advantage when expanding to another country. By having them sign a contract, it makes them liable for lawsuit from our company essentially. And as for our manufacturing means, we plan to create more partnerships with local manufacturing companies that are requesting our helmets. So for example, if we are seeing potential sales in Vietnam, we will work with the Vietnamese helmet manufacturers. This will overall reduce our upfront cost as we won't need to build a whole new production factory in another company, as we can offset that responsibility to the local companies because they have better knowledge of the laws and regulations there. As a result, we receive a small licensing fee as compensation for our services. So this would be one of the factories shown, for example. All right, moving on to the next question. Next, on to the second question, which is asked by our professor, Pa Najib, which is the first one: will your talent and expertise be more worldwide because you are currently focusing on being an R&D company? Second is, why do you plan on licensing your idea to other companies instead of focusing on your production? And for the first question, we agree with the sentiment that being an R&D company means that we have long-term vision of diversifying our assets to ensure that FoldTech can remain afloat for years to come. This is the natural logical step towards any great company being growing is diversifying and making sure all your product line is different to each other so when one fails, the other can thrive. And which means that after our helmet, foldable motorcycle helmet, the natural logical next step would be perhaps to the skiing helmet industry or perhaps the mountain bike industry because these structures are similar to the helmet, so perhaps we can bring over some of the technologies there towards these markets. And perhaps in the future after that, we can work with scuba gear companies to design a more efficient and compact scuba gear because right now they're really big and bulky, so we can perhaps streamline that design somewhat. And even to the future, we can work perhaps on a foldable bulletproof shield for the military because right now, as you can see from the GIF, it's already being developed by some of the world's top leading engineering companies because it's a high demand thing for dangerous situations. And on a grander scale, perhaps we can develop foldable solar satellites for space exploration. The sky is limitless for foldable technology because humans will always want to make something that's even more compact and more efficient. And by not restricting ourselves to one thing, we can ensure that we have a steady stream of revenue from wherever the demand exists for foldable technology. And yeah, that's our reasoning for becoming an R&D company instead of just a motorcycle helmet company. And for the second question was, why do you plan on licensing your idea to other companies instead of focusing on your own production? Well, that's a simple answer. It's because we think it's a good idea to license our design because ultimately, dealing with any sort of safety gear is subject to lots of safety regulations and testing that we have to conduct. So by utilizing a trusted local manufacturing company, we can circumvent that hurdle as they are much more knowledgeable in their own country's laws than we are. So, for example, in Malaysia, there are different safety standards that must be met. And by partnering with local partners, they can help us a lot instead of ourselves being forced to study all the laws. So, this is one of the examples of the standard safety regulations in Malaysia. And yeah, if we were to focus it on ourselves, that takes a long time. But if we were to partner with a motorcycle company based in Malaysia, they'd be much more knowledgeable about it. So, finally, our last question comes from Faiz, and he asks if our products adapt to any concept of cyberpreneurship, and to please go into more specific detail. And regarding this, we refer to the definition of a cyberpreneur, which is not necessarily about technology, but about how we manage technology to improve the value for our customers. And in our case, we run our businesses in the cyberspace and the internet. We have skills and mindsets to deal with the knowledge economy, and yeah, we believe that product plus market plus internet equals the profit. So we've mentioned before, one half of our business model is to license our products into manufacturers. So this is more business to business aspect, but the other half would be more consumer based, which is business to consumer, direct to consumer. And we believe we do this through e-commerce, which is the process of buying, selling, exchanging products, services, information via computer networks. And yeah, we rely on the 3D e-commerce condition whereby we can improve our process, improve our product and delivery method through the online marketplace. And if we refer to the 3D e-commerce cube, we think we are a partial e-commerce network because one, all our other possibilities include a mix of digital and physical dimensions. We are a click and mortar based company, at least to consumer, where we are a company that will sell our helmets through the internet and we will fulfill it in the real world, such as Amazon. And finally, our e-commerce activities are usually an additional marketing channel for us, which is true. And in regarding this, so now that we have established that we are mostly an e-commerce site, at least for the customer business to customer aspect, we decided to conceptualize our e-commerce store using a software design called Figma. And if you see by the GIF, Figma is a design software tool. So I'll show you our designs next. Bear with me. They might not look as good because the question was asked and then between the deadline and now we have around like 2 days, so I didn't really put too much effort into it, but a rough sketch would be something like this. As you can see, this is our e-commerce site, and you can see that this site is more minimalist in theme because that is modern, but it has our logo here. The technology, if people want to click, will explain more about what our core beliefs are, what we do, which is the folding mechanisms and everything. Store is will take you to this page where the customer can choose between 3 different price points for 3 different target markets. So Mark 1, Mark 2, and Mark 3, different prices, as well as a tiny description. That's where the store goes to. Accessories is what we mentioned. So if they want custom designs, if they want to pay monthly installments, if they want additional security features and all that, they would go to the accessories tab. And this is more for the business to business side, is the licensing. So this includes additional contact information on and contracts on how people can perhaps work with us through licensing. And yeah, this is what happens if you sign in and there's a shopping cart button. So say you were to click on one of this. So if I wanted to click on this, it would take me to the helmet purchase page. And this helmet purchase page shows a detailed outline of this is just a concept, the detailed outline of our helmet, as well as its starting price, its material, its mechanism, as well as the model, which is the professional edition. So we wrote that it's 2 million Indonesian rupiah as its starting price because you could add more features like your custom design, for example, and then we wrote graphite, laminated non-prismatic, hydrodynamic fluid bearings, everything that was in the PowerPoint, as well as a tiny description of what it was. And here is the click to action, which is purchase, as well as an option for them to favorite it as their wish list to see if it would go on discount perhaps. And this configuration will take them directly to the accessories with their link involved to say if they press this, it'll go to like this customization page where they can add additional features and it goes up to the price. And it then gets added to their cart. And yeah, similarly, this is with the second and third models of our helmets. So as you can see, the pictures react appropriately to the type of model. So the first one was a really high-end motorcycle, but the second and third one, especially the base edition, is less less dramatic. So the base things are still the same. So starting price, tech, mechanism, model, and the configuration and for both things. But one difference for the base model, the casual model, is that we offer quick links to Grab, Gojek, and Uber because this is what the base model is what we primarily aim for rideshare services to license us off of. And yeah, those are the 4 designs we have come up with our website on what it could possibly look like. And yeah, that is it. I think I've covered the fundamental questions I was asking in the presentation and gave more context to it. And yeah, thank you for your time once more.